Now I've been sat here eating my dinner. The dog's been fed, the cat's been fed, haven't you? And I had some little eyes looking at me. I wasn't going to feed them today. I was going to wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow I should have time for a decent clean out. Finally getting this tank back to where it should be. But I don't know about you, how can you resist that little face? This is the problem with axolotls, isn't it? You can't resist that little face. So, as you can see, I freely admitted, tank all went wrong. Still looking a bit of a state, but they are at least happy and healthy in it. Like I say, tomorrow I'm spare. If I'm not called into work, I will give this tank a really good clean out again. I need to get all these bits and pieces out down the sides there. Give the sides a really good clean, get all this dirt off the plants, the artificial plants. Life has just been a bit manic. I've had a lot going on. So I can't really put off a feed because they often don't eat the day you do the tank clean out. That's not really when they're feeling their most settled. And it might be they don't eat today because I've only really got Lottie looking at me. The other two, you can just see Jellybean's tail. He's in hiding. But I'm going to get some worms in. I've got to get some worms in. They're escaping. And get back in, guys. So, let's see whether Lottie would like anything to eat. So I'll take a couple of worms. The reason they're in water is to clean the soil off them. I don't mind a little bit of soil going in the tank, but it just adds to the whole load in the tank and the work involved. So one of the things I need to do tomorrow is when I clean all those plants, move them a bit further away from the edge of the tank. Because as you can see, those worms are getting caught up on the plants as they're going in, and that's not ideal. So Lottie knows they're there, but they're behind him. I'm sorry, mate, that is frustrating, but they will very quickly... What I find with the worms is they tend to try and feed themselves to the axolotls. There we go. That's worm number 1 down. So yeah, I couldn't have put it off. Like I say, I feed mine 2 to 3 times a week. If I'm away, they will go a week without food. But I've been on day turns at work, so they haven't eaten for a couple of days. If they don't eat tomorrow, because I've given their tank a really good clean out and they don't feel settled, that's then getting quite a long length of time. So as you can see, Lottie was hungry. I definitely did need to feed them today. I'm hoping that Jax gets the idea that there's food around and comes out. What I'm going to do is just put a couple down nearer to him, and he will actually smell those and sense them. I don't know how much they actually smell or how much it's a sense, but he's usually pretty good. Once he knows there's food around, he'll be out. So while... Hello, gorgeous. This is Lottie. So my original 2 are Lottie and Jax. Basically coming from the word axolotl. And they are very, very cool. I love his little face. Look at that little face. How can you not love that? I'm hoping that Jax comes out to see you all. I'm sure he will. And Jellybean, it would be nice. Actually, let's see if we can get a couple of worms down to Jellybean. And a lot of me was very against actually showing you the tank in the state it's in. But this all started from that video I did not long ago when I nearly lost them all. And actually it's all come back really well. Tomorrow's clear out will be the really good one where I can get all this out, give it a really, really good scrub. I know that the axolotls are in a stable enough conditioner now that they can cope with me doing that. Because as much as I just wanted to get absolutely everything out and scrub it and get it back to where I wanted, if you do that after a crash, you're likely to lose them because it's just all too much. That's it. Hey guys. I need all three out and then you can tell me which is your favourite. At the moment, someone is definitely playing to the audience. So axolotls come from Mexico. Proper ones, they're only actually left in one lake. And there's some amazing nuns there who use them and sort of do research on them. They believe they're sort of holy, but they've actually done so much good for the population. It really is worth looking into. I will try and find the study and put the information in, link for the info for this video. But he is just stunning. He's a good boy, aren't you? I'd like these other two to come out. I'm going to sit myself down on a chair because this could be a slightly long process. Like I say, this is an impromptu live. I wasn't planning on doing it tonight, but I could not resist those eyes and that face. I know, Lottie. I could not sit and eat my dinner with him looking at me like that. And he really is hungry. No wonder he was staring at me eating my dinner. You can see we're just starting to get, oh we are actually, some feather growing back on his floofs. And that is the amazing thing. The state they were in a few weeks ago, they're already coming back from that. Look, if you look at Jellybean behind him, he has definitely got half decent feather on his floofs. And this is why people want to research on them, because their rejuvenating skills, the way their body, they can regrow a limb. If they lose a limb, they regrow it. That's just amazing. Think of what that could do for people. Did you bite more than you can chew? Yeah, I thought so. You got a wormy smile. Yes. I think you've just eaten a bit too much there, Lottie. So the reason I feed them live food is they like the chase, they like the taste. It is just far more natural food for them. The crash that I had in this tank a few weeks ago was partially because I fed them pellets and they just don't like pellets. So they'd let them go to nothing, but I'd had 2 lots of worms that I'd ordered. Worms were escaping. The worms is escaping. That's no good, is it? So I'd lost a couple of lots of worms. I had to feed them something, gave them pellets. I was away for a night. The filter died. It been giving me a few problems, but it fell completely, an external filter. So all of this is really quite a temporary measure at the moment. We've got a lovely decent sized tank here. It's 4 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot, which is a really nice size for 3 of them. I've put in an internal filter, which is doing the job. And again, tomorrow I'll give it a clean out, and then it can do the job a bit better. Yeah, look out in the next few days. I probably won't do a live. I'll do a video of once I've got this tank really back up together and hopefully got some live plants in it as well. I wasn't going to plant it up because I'm looking at moving house, but that process could take months and I don't think I can leave them in what to me is essentially a bare or pretty bare aquarium for several months. So tomorrow I will really sort this out. And then from the end of the week, I've got some time off so I can get some live plants, get this really planted up. Not to the extreme it was, but certainly to the point that I'm much more comfortable with them in it. Interestingly, Lottie is a leucistic, and as he's got older, he's become what we call a dirty Lucy. So he was initially all this white colour with the pink extremities and the dark eyes. But you can see around his eyes, he almost looks masked now. That's not dirt, that is markings that have changed as he's got older. So he is now a dirty Lucy. And I think it gives him real character. Makes him look a bit comical. Doesn't it, mate? You are a gorgeous boy. Now, I don't know if you want another one. I think you've just struggled to eat the one you've had. I think putting another one in might be a bit much, mate. Having said that, the worms are escaping, so I need to get them back in. So with the worms, they will live for several days in this water. So I can put in quite a lot, like today, and they will eat them over the next few days, or couple of days. Let's just put another one down near Jellybean. I really do want Jax to come out. There we go. Did you see the speed Jellybean ate that? So he doesn't often eat in front of people, but when he does eat, he really eats. And he is obviously pretty hungry today. So he is a copper coloured, and you can see that sort of pigmentation in his tail. It almost sparkles. It's lovely. They really don't care about personal space, do they? We often end up in a Axolotl situation. Right, well, he absolutely hammered that one down. Let's put one more down there. He might not eat it straight away, but there's then one available for him. Okay, so that one's gone off track, but it's another one there for him to find in a bit. Right, Mr. Lottie, I really don't think you can be hungry for any more. You've eaten 2 quite decent sized worms pretty quickly. But my policy is eat them and let them eat until they're full. So let's see what he thinks. Whether he does need another one. He really is a hungry lad today, isn't he? What I'll do next week, when I've got this tank back up to where I want it, I haven't done it for a while, I will set the GoPro up as a live so that you can see them really well and leave that filming for several hours. I found that to be really interesting. I love watching it back afterwards to actually see what they get up to when the lights are dimmed and we're not here. And it's pretty fascinating. Now, can you actually manage that extra worm, or have you definitely eaten too much? He says, no, I can manage, I can manage. He's contemplating life's choices, isn't he? Hey? You funny thing. I do love them, isn't it really silly? I've had tropical fish. I had goldfish as children. As a child, my brother and I had them. So I have various tropicals. But these are just fascinating. I've had the original 2, 6 years. And Jellybean came to me in lockdown, so about a year later, from Axolotl and Reptile Rescue. If you are looking for axolotls and you're in the UK, Axolotl Reptile Rescue, they have so much knowledge and they will really help you. So they're definitely worth looking up. I've got dogs wanting attention down here. I've got Merlin, hello, chewing on a bone. Just give the camera a quick wipe. Oti, playing with a toy. Hello, madam. And you still contemplating whether you can eat that worm or not. Hey, Hoti. What are they doing? What are they doing? She's always been a bit fascinated by them. I don't think Merlin's actually really realised they exist. Like, where are you? Oh, Jax is hiding in there. Look, I can see him in there. He's starting to show some interest. Right, as he's starting to show some interest, let's get a couple of worms down near him. Because he is usually the hungriest of them. But the last few times I've said that, Lottie's gone and proved me wrong and said, well, actually, I'm the one who eats the most. I think they have different growing spells, growing spurts. So I'm going to chuck those down there. So he definitely knows there are worms about. Lottie, you do look a bit silly, darling. You definitely ate more than you can actually manage. Yeah. Jax, you coming out? He's utterly determined to finish that worm. Aren't you? Hey? Look at that face. Jax, be nice if you came out, you know, mate. I'd really quite like you to eat. So for those of you who've just joined us, quite a few people have just joined us, I had a disaster in the tank. Probably 3 weeks ago now. Maybe a little bit less. Nearly lost them all. Came home to an absolutely stinking tank, floating axolotls. Took a lot. I had to tub them immediately. Get some prime in. I don't know if I've ever shown you this. So this is what I use as conditioner. Prime conditioner, and that goes in at any water change. Chem. And that keeps them happy and healthy. So yeah, I had to suddenly tub them, put some of this in the tubs, get them alive again, because I really did think they were going to die. We got them going, got them happy. I did a half water change that evening, got them straight back in the tank. This filter had arrived whilst I was away for the night, so got it set up, got it in. It's doing okay at the moment. It's cleared the tank amazingly. I don't know if it will be good enough long term because the water flow is a bit too heavy for axolotls. But having said that, my tank is deep enough to cope with that right now. Right, Mr. Jax. Let's see if he can be tempted out. He was always the one that was in your face, that was there. But since they were ill a few weeks ago, he's really sort of gone into himself a bit. And that's why I know that I need to put a lot more work into the tank again to get it going back to where I want it. But he's just not himself. He's spotted that worm though, hasn't he? standoff between Jax and the worm. You better hurry, mate, or it'll go out of the way. You're definitely the star today, mate, aren't you? Yes, you are. Gorgeous boy. So how many of you have seen Axolotl before? Is it something you're familiar with? I first saw them, here he comes, in London Zoo as a child, and I was fascinated by them then. Here he comes, come on Jax. So you can still, he's still pretty battered. He's the one that was in the worst state with the tank failure. Oh come on, you can't still be hungry. You can't be contemplating a fourth worm. Surely not. But this is why I always put far more in than I've actually got axolotls, because some days one will be really hungry and the other's not, and then they switch over. Like, I knew you'd be hungry today, Lottie, but not this much. Okay. Good job, guys. Jax, I'd really quite like you to come out, because I'd really like you to eat something. I reckon with this water change tomorrow, Lottie's Jellybean's just had another one. That's definitely a bit of a Axolotl going on there, isn't it? So they do this sort of jump back movement when they're eating. I think it helps them actually swallow the worms down. Lottie is contemplating that other worm, but he likes to get to the end of them. He finds an end of a worm so much easier to eat. He is, you know. He's going to go for that one more worm. You can't manage 4, surely. Now I've got a worm wiggling around in front of Jax, which might just entice him out. And I'm going to have to put the others in, but ones that I've got out and washed, because I find if I get worms out the tub and wash them, they don't go very well if I have to put them back. So even if I've got a few too many out like I have today, although actually it's not too many if Jax was eating as I expected. So I will put them all in. Lottie is just considering that 4th one, whether he can actually manage it. You can see they almost crawl over and put themselves in their mouths. Jax, come on, mate. What do you reckon? Do you think we'll get him to come out? Got a fifth worm trying to feed itself to you. You really do not need that, Lottie. No, good decision. Sensible decision, mate. You've had 4. I think 4 worms is plenty for one axolotl today, don't you? Yes. It will crawl back and it'll go to Jellybean. So again, I've just seen a lot of new people have come to join us. Lottie here has had 4 worms today. Yeah, I can't believe it either, mate. You had loads. Jellybean's had 2. We can see Jellybean's tail. And Jack's isn't coming out. I'd really like him to come out. But we might just have to be patient on that one. We might not see him today. But there's always more worms than axolotls. They can't eat the amount I've put in. So Jax will definitely get some if he is hungry and wants them. Worms escaping again. Oh, I'm so looking forward to getting this tank back to where it needs to be. I've so hated seeing them in a state. But like I said, you can't rush it. You can't just take them out and make it immaculate and it's all okay, because that's not how they work. You've got to do things gradually. Put a couple more worms down here. I'm literally putting them into the tank now. As you've seen, they'll wiggle around and do their own thing anyway. But better in there than crawling and escaping from my pot, like you. So these are earthworms. I can never pronounce it. Dendromenas. Yeah, I'm not very good at that one. But I buy them. I buy a supply of them. Because you need to be very, very certain if you're taking them from a garden or somewhere that not just you don't have pesticides or anything horrible, but anything coming from other gardens hasn't been near slug pellets or anything else. So you really are better off buying them. I had a wormery for a couple of years and it did really well, but we just seem to have had warmer climate the last couple of years, and I've come home to worms not surviving and it wasn't pretty. You really can't eat any more, Lottie, I'm certain. But Jax, you do need to. Come on, mate. So I keep my worms in fishing tackle tub. I've got 3 of these on the go, and this one tomorrow I've got loads to do tomorrow or in the next couple of days when I am called into work. You can see loads of worms left in here, but this soil's getting a bit damp, so I need to take all the worms out, put some fresh soil in, and then put some fish food in for them to live on. So that I need to do this week. Lottie's at like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and he's got that feeling that we all have when you've eaten just a touch too much. Now, the reason I've been hanging on with this live is I know the moment I stop filming, Jax will come out, or the other 2 will go for a swim. They always seem to do things the moment I stop filming. Actually, look, his floofs are really growing back. If you look at the video I took when this first all happened, when the tank failed a few weeks ago, have a little look and you'll see that his floofs were completely bare. Look how much they've grown back. Oh, that's brilliant. I love seeing that. So although Jax is still in a bit of a state, it gives me hope that he's going to come good too. And Jellybean's already looking good. You can see Jellybean's floofs. And he's just pretty healthy all round. Yoo-hoo. A lot of this is about feeding, but also it's about interaction. They're amphibians. Who knew that they actually like interaction with their owners? That if I'm sat here on the sofa or watching TV, they want to come and join me. It's brilliant. I'd have never thought that. Jax in particular loves watching TV. He comes over to this corner so that he can see the corner of it. Hey, you good boys. But I think a lot of it is they're attracted to the light and the sound and the colours. Now, a lot of people say don't have lights on in axolotl tanks. Well, actually, mine have never had a problem with them because they associate lights going on with feeding time. So that's given them confidence. I don't sit here with the lights on most of the time. They literally just go on for maybe an hour in the evening so that I can enjoy their company. They can see what we're up to, and that seems to work pretty well. Hey, right, I am going to have to stop this live because I want to go and sit and relax for a bit. I've had a long day at work. Rosie, hello gorgeous, is finding something to play with, so it looks like I might have some doglet playtime before I go to bed. What do you think, Zotes? Is it nearly playtime? You get a toy then? You want to get a toy? Oh, little one's involved as well. This is what happens, you see. You start giving attention to one set of animals. Right, that was really, really sneaky. Did you see that? That was sneaky of you. He was happily chewing a bone, but she knows that if she goes and gets the toys out, she almost entices him away so that she can go around and get the bone. Very cheeky. Lloydie cats come in. So it's that time of night where everyone comes in and wants to settle down. And the cats are going to want my lap in a minute, because that's their favourite place to be, isn't it? You good girl. You gorgeous girl. Hey, you can see Miss Sneaky Sneakerton. He's just waiting for him to leave his bone. Yeah, you were too slow. You were too slow. Ha. Oh, look who's come out. See, I said the moment we turn away or do anything else. Hiya. Now he is just comical without knowing how. So this is Jax, for those of you who don't know him. He is an amazing character. But like I say, he's the one who suffered the most with the tank failing. He is the clumsiest thing in the world. Has absolutely zero awareness of personal space. A bit like Otie's doing at the moment. You wouldn't like him pestering you. You leave him alone. I will say they have got so many bones, and they both had fresh ones yesterday. Hey. Hello. Hiya. Right. So that's Jack's come out to play. He's spotted the worm down there that Lottie's been considering whether he can manage a fifth. And Jack says, you know what? I haven't had any yet today. I'm hungry. I'm going to have it. How did you lose that, Jax? Did he lose it or did he eat it? I think he actually ate it. He did. There's a true Axolotl. Now this is the video we were waiting for. So well done those of you who've held on. You are silly, the pair of you. Right guys, I am going to stop filming there. Thank you very much for joining us. So take care. I will get this tank back and sorted, and I will do another live, or actually, like I said, probably a longer video very soon. Everyone, we'll see you all soon.